Welcome to C-Suite on Your Street, a show where we talk about what you need to know to start, run, and grow your small business. I'm your host, LaTanya Howard, and on this program, we'll speak with entrepreneurs and experts on a wide range of business topics. Our goal, to share resources, tips, and tricks to help you operate and think like a CEO, wherever you are on your entrepreneurial journey. Today's guest is Leah Steele with the City of Laurel's Department of Economic and Community Development. Ms. Steele supports business owners, creates a strong business community, and oversees economic development incentive programs. Today, Ms. Steele will share information about the various ways that the City of Laurel supports its business owners and how you can be involved. Ms. Steele, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here. Well, these are some really exciting times because I know you're relatively new with the City of Laurel and you have been involved with a lot of exciting things already. But before we go too far into that, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you like working with small business owners?
So I'm a graduate of the University of Maryland, College Park. I graduated from their business school with a bachelor's in business management and a specialization in entrepreneurship. So I really like entrepreneurship, working with small business owners. I come from a retail background and managing a store. So with that, I know the challenges day to day of running a business, and I like to work with those business owners and support them in their journey.
Okay, awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And as a business owner, I appreciate that we have someone like you with the City of Laurel who has an entrepreneurship background and appreciates kind of what we go through on a day-to-day basis. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been with the City of Laurel and some of the key things that the department itself does.
So it's been about a year and a half with the city now, and I work with the Department of Economic Community Development. So in my department, we oversee the economic development incentive programs. Businesses will also come in for any planning and zoning needs. And then I'm there as well just to support them and kind of be their voice for the city so I can point them in the right direction if they're looking to locate into the city or they are a business owner in the city already.
Okay, great, awesome. All right, so in the beginning, we talked about 3 key roles that you have. So let's talk a little bit more about that so that our viewers know specifically when and why they need to call you to get their business up and running. You say that you support business owners. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the specific things that you do to support business owners and any success stories that you've had?
Yeah, so whether you're a business outside of the city looking to locate inside the city, your business that's already here, that's in a stage of growth and looking for a new location, a second location, I'm there to help you find a property or retail space, office that works for you. So I have a list of vacant properties within the city, and I'm there to work one-on-one with the business owner to find a space that's right for their business. And other than that, the incentive programs, I'm gonna help push those out and find businesses that can use those programs to either start their new business in the Main Street area or on our commercial corridor.
Okay, so with respect to the support that you provide business owners, you mentioned helping them to locate space. Are there any recent success stories that you can share with us to inspire our viewers at all?
So I definitely have a lot of things in the works right now.
Okay.
But with our grant programs, that definitely brings in a lot of businesses, and there's more interest in our Main Street area because of those programs. So I think that's a success right there.
Okay, so why don't we use that as an opportunity to talk more about the incentive programs that the City of Laurel does have. I think there are 3 key ones that you and I have talked about recently, so we can just go down one by one.
Okay.
So let's talk first about the Main Street Relocation Grant.
So that's going to be for businesses that are looking to move to our Main Street area, and that can be a new startup business or a business that's relocating from another space. And that's up to $10,000 of reimbursement funds that can be used to redo the interior of a property. So for painting, lighting, if you need to put in a bathroom, flooring, those type of expenses are what's covered under that program.
Okay, and are there any recent awardees or success stories under this particular grant incentive that you can share with us?
Yeah, one of my most recent ones is Sweets and Treats on Main Street. It's an ice cream shop, and Ann, the owner, received actually both of our Main Street grants to help her relocate her business to our Main Street area. And I think it's a great addition, having an ice cream shop down there.
Yes, I must visit it very soon. I'm hungry now. Now, there's also the Main Street Facade Grant. How does that work, and what are some success stories?
So for that, it's for the exterior of the property and it's for the storefront. So it's to help improve the look of the whole Main Street and as well as preserve our historic properties down there. And that's up to $5,000 for reimbursement funds. And that's going to be for if you need a new front door, windows, if you need to paint the exterior, any lighting that's attached. So those type of expenses. And you can take a walk down Main Street and look at some of the newer facades that have been painted or new canopies. And those are some of our success stories down there.
Okay, great. And then the third one is the Commercial Corridor Incentive Program. How does this particular program work?
So that's for our Route 1 commercial corridor, and that's more for real estate development or large developers. And it's to encourage them to redevelop areas along that commercial corridor, and that's for like where our larger shopping centers are located. So that's for larger developments. And that's going to include tax credits, expedited site plan review, as well as a couple of other incentives.
Okay. Now, can you tell us a little bit more? I know I've been in business in the city of Laurel for almost 6 years, and you know, there's a lot of excitement around Main Street in particular.
Yeah.
Can you tell us just a little bit about Main Street and what your department is doing to, I guess, vamp that up or make that more of an attraction for the city of Laurel?
So with our incentive programs, we have a set list of businesses that are able to apply for a relocation grant.
Okay.
Some of those are including like yoga studios, restaurants, specialty grocery stores, and those type of businesses help promote the walkability of the area. So with those businesses comes more visitors, and it promotes walkability of the whole street up and down. So those incentives are encouraging those types of businesses to move there to revitalize the area.
Okay, that sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
And I don't get to Main Street as much as I like to, but whenever I do go to Main Street, it's so charming.
Exactly,
And like you
yeah.
said, it's such a variety of unique shops. So I'm glad that the city of Laurel is making an effort to really ramp that up and let people know about the excitement on Main Street. So let's talk a little bit more about doing business in Laurel. In particular, you've talked about the incentive programs. So that's one area where businesses might be motivated to come do business with Laurel or in the city of Laurel. What are some other advantages and benefits of doing business in the city of Laurel? And I ask this because, of course, we're in the Baltimore-Washington corridor, and there are other surrounding counties. But what specifically is unique about the city of Laurel that makes us stand out against these other areas?
Number one is location. We are directly in the center, 21 miles from Baltimore, 21 miles from DC. So that location is just prime space because you're right in the middle of two major cities. Other than that, we have great access to major highways, public transportation, including our MARC train station on the end of Main Street. And then just the fact that we're such a small city, but we have so many great resources available to us. So, for example, City Hall, we have everything that you need under one roof. So whether you need to talk to planning and zoning, permitting, about incentives, need information about our historic district, everything's in this one building. So you come here, and it saves you time as a small business owner. You don't have to be running around everywhere trying to figure things out. And then I'm here as well to talk with you one-on-one and help you get where you need to go.
Okay, that's great. And like I said, I've been in business for about 6 years, and people are always commenting about how centrally located it is, and just like you said, how accessible the resources are.
Yep.
And I'll also say every person I've ever interacted with the city of Laurel has been so pleasant and so helpful.
It's that small
that's
town.
a plus. Exactly.
It's that small town feel, which you can't
exactly.
find other places.
Exactly. So are there any other services in particular, events or other types of special types of programs that are available for businesses in the city of Laurel or who might consider coming here?
Yeah, so I've been putting on some networking events and business events for business owners, and that's not just in the city, but business owners that are looking to relocate into the city as well. We have one coming up. It's our Small Business Resource Fair. And that's on April 12th, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And those later night events allow business owners to kind of get out of their stores and actually network and attend these events. So we try to tailor it to what the business owners need. And that event is going to allow them to talk to organizations, services, and other resources available in their local community to help them start or grow their business.
Right. And I can attest to a networking event that you recently had. Was it February, the end of February? I'm losing track of time. And again, I've been here for 6 years, and that was the first time that we had an event like that in my time being here. Tell us a little bit about what, because I believe you were the brainchild behind that event, if I'm not mistaken. What made you think of doing that, and what was the ultimate outcome of that event?
Well, right now, the city has a really great business community, and people are very friendly and talk, but there's never been anything that's been formalized. So it's always been very informal, kind of going business to business and talking to your friends. But I wanted a formal setting where people could come and network with each other and start creating that business community very formally. So I wanted to host that networking event kind of just to see how it went, and we had over 50 guests, so there was definitely a need for it, and we're hoping to have a lot more in the future.
Are there any plans to have any, next quarter, next month, or?
Yeah, so after this business resource event, I want to have one more this year, and then hopefully after that we might turn it into a quarterly, depending on the needs of everyone in the community.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to the upcoming resource fair and all of the other events, because it seems like you've just brought some new energy and a new way of connecting the businesses that I think might have been a void, at least in the recent past. So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
Let's kind of go back to some of the incentives with the city of Laurel, in particular, how a business can go about setting up a business in Laurel. What are some of the first steps that they would have to take?
So whether you've already found a location that you would like to move to, or you need help looking for a location, the first step you want to take is to go to planning and zoning, which is part of my department, and see which areas you're allowed to locate into. So which zones are for your type of business. So obviously like office, retail, things like that, restaurant, they're going to be able to locate to different areas. After that, if you do need help finding a space, you can come to me and I'll be able to point out some properties that are going to work for you. So I'll talk to you about what type of square footage you need, if you need a lot of parking, or if you're just an office, you only need a couple of spaces. So I'll figure out your needs and kind of tailor them to what type of space would work for you.
Okay. Now, do you have any idea, again, it sounds like you do a lot of interacting with business owners. I guess on an average day, what's it like? How many business owners do you encounter, and what are some of the common issues or questions that you've had?
So it depends. I do a lot of emails because obviously business owners are very busy during the day.
Yes, we are.
And I work 9 to 5.
Okay.
So that's a time where I don't get a lot, but I do get a lot of emails and calls, which I think business owners appreciate, that I'm at my desk to answer their calls. But probably the number one question is about the incentives, because a lot of people don't realize they're there. And that's also part of my job, is to kind of spread the word and get more people to take advantage of those incentives that we have. Other than that, if a business is coming in and they're not actually from this area, or they don't really know the Laurel area too much, I've had meetings where I kind of go over and just explain, this is our Route 1 commercial corridor, this is our Main Street, these are the shopping centers we have, these are the type of properties we have in the city. I think that helps them gain an understanding of the whole scope of the city and what areas would work best for them and for their business.
Okay. And I'm glad that you mentioned shopping centers, because in terms of what makes Laurel attractive, you mentioned the accessibility, and I, once again, can attest to that. We're very centrally located. The customer service, I think, is very high, at least in my experience. Obviously, there are some incentive programs to motivate businesses to come in or to relocate to Main Street. But as you just mentioned, we also have shopping and dining. And when I first opened my business in 2012, the Laurel Town Center looked very different than how it looks now.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that appeals to different businesses as well. So is that the case, or how have people responded to the town center?
Yeah, I think just the fact that Route 1 has grown so much, and we have such great shopping centers. And I actually work with the management companies of the shopping centers. And I try to, know them and have a relationship with them. And that makes it easier for me to introduce a business to the management company and find a space that's going to work for them. Last October, I actually put on Discover Laurel Day, which was including a vacancy tour of some of the vacant retail spaces in the shopping centers. So those type of partnerships help, I think, fill those vacant spaces and kind of connect business owners with the right people to, start their business and get it going.
Okay, and are you planning to do another Discover Laurel Day?
Yes, we definitely want to have another one.
Okay.
We try to have it during Maryland Economic Development Week, and that's
Okay.
just celebrate economic development and kind of explain how economic development gives back to the community and how it's making changes in the community. So we definitely want to have another one of those because it was a really great event.
Okay, great. And I'm sorry that I missed that. I wanted to attend, but I had a conflict, so I definitely will look out for the next one.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, how businesses in particular can become more involved, not only, to promote their business with one of these incentive programs that you mentioned, but what other types of activities or other resources might business owners take advantage of to become more involved in the community?
So I would say reach out to local business organizations. We have the Laurel Board of Trade. A lot of businesses are at the Central Maryland Chamber. So reach out to those because those are groups that are set up to help you network. I just recently went to BNI, which is a networking group that actually meets on Main Street every week. So there's groups out there that you can connect with and make those connections with other business owners and resources that they have available. Other than that, you can go online to the city's website. We have a great website, lots of information on there. And if you ever need help with specifics, email me and I can definitely help you out, send you a link to where you can find the information or connect you with someone.
Okay. Now, you mentioned before that the April 12th resource fair. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that is going to go or what you have planned for that?
Yeah, so it's going to be at the Laurel Library. It's actually a partnership with them.
Okay.
So I went down there and they have tons of resources available that you wouldn't even know. They have a business plan builder that's completely free. And they also have a lot of data available through their databases online. So the library is going to give a presentation about that. We're also going to have a guest speaker. And we're going to have kind of like a mini vendor fair with different business organizations and business-to-business services. So you can kind of walk around, mix and mingle, network, and kind of find out what our community has to offer.
Okay, and what is the cost for this event?
Completely free, yeah.
Completely free, that's in everyone's budget.
Yeah, business owners have a lot of cost already.
Yes, yes.
And taking your time already costs enough. So we don't want to charge you for any of these. We want to have free events, very accessible for business owners, whether they're at the beginning stage or they're already set up.
Okay, so is there anything else coming up on your calendar besides the April 12th event that our viewers should be aware of?
So we have some things in the works.
Okay.
But I would like to say, if you are interested in learning about these events, I have a business email list that you can contact me. I'll put you on it. Anytime we have any events, news, anything that I want you to know about as a business owner, I'll send you an email. So I would love for people to sign up for that listing.
Okay. All right, very good. So, when we close every show, we always like to give our viewers 3 practical action items that they can implement today to take advantage of the information that we've covered today. Yeah. So, and I think you've kind of already touched on this, but just to recap, the first of the 3 steps will be to contact you to get on your mailing list in your database.
Yeah, I love meeting businesses. I love talking to you. So reach out to me, get on our email list, and see what we have to offer for you. Okay.
And the next step would be learning more about the incentive program. So how would viewers in particular learn about these incentive programs? Where would they go to do that?
So if you want to just kind of learn some general information, look at the grant maps, where the grants fall and what areas they are in the city, you can go on the website, just cityoflaurel.org/ECD. That's for my department. And you'll see a link and it says Main Street Incentive Programs and Commercial Corridor Incentive Program.
Okay, and then they can also register for an upcoming event. Is that right? By going to the
Yes.
same website?
Yes, please. We're
Okay.
still accepting signups for the April 12th event. I think it's going to be really great.
Okay.
We have a great speaker lined up, and we also have a lot of great business organizations that are coming to share what they have to offer. So please sign up for that. Still accepting.
Okay, and if someone wants to contact you directly, how do they do that?
Send me an email. Call me. I'm in my office 9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Okay, and what's your email and what's your phone number?
Email is lsteele@laurel.md.us, and my phone number is 301-725-5300. My extension is 2302.
Okay, very good. Well, Ms. Steele, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us
of
today. Are
course.
there any closing remarks that you want to give us or anything before we close?
I would just say, there's so many resources in the city, and sometimes it's overwhelming to kind of learn about them. But I'm your contact, so contact me, and I'm gonna tailor that plan to see, who best to contact for you, what you need. I'm here to help you, so definitely reach out to me.
And I think you're definitely going to be getting some phone calls now.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I hope so.
Well, thank you once again, Ms. Steele, for joining us, and thank you, viewers, for joining us today, for tuning in to C-Suite on Your Street. Be sure to join us again next time to learn more about how to start, run, and grow your small business. Until then, I'd like to leave you with our quote of the month. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. Take care.